So from time to time, I will go into Steam charts to see how Counter-Strike is going player count wise. It's kinda relevant to my job since my job is Counter-Strike, but lately I've noticed something a bit odd going on here. You might notice at number 3 on this list, there is a game called Banana. It is pulling in huge player numbers and it is growing rapidly. And you might be wondering, what the is up with this banana game? Well, upon loading up the store page, you'll be greeted with a video of a banana and 5 other images of a banana here. This may not be very enlightening, so we're going to go to the comment section. For example, here's a review by Occultus. Bad, it's bad, don't bother, pros plus banana, cons, blatant money laundering operation, the developer is openly a Well, this sure sounds like a fascinating game to me, and did I mention it has skins? Yeah, it's got skins, lots of skins. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at what the actual fuck is going on here, because this is one hell of a game, I can just tell, and I want to share its wonders with all of you. Now, Banana has a very basic sounding description on Steam. Banana is a clicker game in which you click a banana. In Banana, you click the banana to gain even more bananas. Every 3 and 18 hours, you get dropped a banana. Each banana is also made by the community in Discord. Come hang out with us and let's grow into something awesome. Now, you might be thinking, there is no way this game could be this simple, but no, this game literally is this simple. It does absolutely nothing, you just leave it running so you can get bananas. The game is also 60 megabytes, which has got to be one of the craziest examples of modern gaming bloat I have ever seen. Now, clicker games on Steam aren't a new thing. Here is another clicker game on Steam called Egg, for example, which Banana fucking plagiarizes. But these games are all about the items, and Banana has a lot of them. Bananas come in a whole bunch of different varieties, they can be sold on the Steam market, and some of them are very valuable, which is obviously a big part of the reason people run the game. They want to get their hands around a very expensive banana, and the developer is constantly adding and removing bananas from the drop pool. What are the odds of getting a good banana drop though? Well, that isn't public. No one has any idea what the odds for the bananas are, but I'm not going to criticize the devs for that, because Counter-Strike cases didn't have public odds for years until China forced Valve to release the numbers, and if Valve can get away with doing that, I'm not going to hold the developer of some free clicker game to a higher standard. Now, the bananas themselves don't serve any actual purpose, they're just collectibles that people are buying in completely bonkers numbers, and while we're going to discuss why people might be buying them a bit more later on, what I'm going to just mention at the moment is that the developer is making insane amounts of money on the Steam market fees. For example, if you take this banana here, they get 1 cent if I sold it, 1.4 million sales per day, so that's about 14,000 Australian dollars just from this item. Now, in practice, he would make less than that because many people sell in cheaper currencies and he wouldn't get as much of a fee from those people, but the fact remains, he's still making a lot of money. So much money that people are actually having meltdowns as if this is some devious scheme to rip off users. And I will give you this, it is definitely a scheme, but no one is putting a gun to anyone's head and forcing them to buy bananas. If you choose to buy them, that's on you. Something people are a bit concerned about though is that the dev might just print a bunch of bananas and leave everyone else holding the bag. Now, it is definitely possible for him to do that if he wanted to, but due to Steam's balance limits and the lack of a withdrawal system, it'd be a lot of work for relatively little money, especially compared to the fat stacks he's making from transactions already. Still, in addition to people calling the dev a Nazi, there are a lot of reviewers calling him a scammer, and this is very interesting because I have some history with this guy, because the dev, who is clearly identified on the Discord server as someone called These Lions, is the star of a previous video of mine, a video called The Insane Fake Bitcoin Scam, and I'm going to say something that is going to really shock you. It's nowhere near as bad as it sounds. So to explain what happened, there was a game on Steam called Run. It was made by a guy called Skog, who had a group of friends who were directly involved in the game as well, one of them being These Lines. This game had a joke item in it called Bitcoin, and Skog appears to have given a ton of it to his friends. However, in August 2020, this Bitcoin item stopped being a joke and started being a nightmare when it was abruptly pumped to the top of the Steam market when someone randomly decided to buy $50,000 of it. Steam users responded to this by randomly buying up the item in huge quantities just because they could, and Skog's friends quickly started selling off their Bitcoin. Now, Valve did not take kindly to this apparent pump and dump and deleted not just the Bitcoins but the entire game it was from, and also banned Skog from their platform, with Steam support brutally telling him to fuck off in the DMs. But Skog maintained his innocence. According to him, it wasn't a pump and dump, it was a bug. I didn't believe him. Skog was a convicted scammer. Some of his friends, like These Lions, also appeared to have been banned for scamming. But 2 years later, I had another look at the story, and to my absolute shock, it turned out it was a bug. $38.92 was the total amount spent on all 1,273 Bitcoin, not for each individual item. But the Steam market got it mixed up, thought it was 50 grand instead, and pushed the item to the top of the store. And it turns out, all you need to do is dangle something shiny in front of Steam users and they start dropping fat stacks on it. And this bit of background is actually really important because I think it helps explain why this game exists and what These Lions is trying to do with it. Because explaining what Banana is and what Banana does is really simple. What's not so simple is explaining why so many people have gotten into it. Why has this game taken off? Fuck it, it's actually number 2 on Steam now. That banana is coming for CS2's art. Wait, that doesn't sound right. So why are people interested? The bananas might be a speculative bubble, but what's kicked that bubble off? It's very obvious taking a brief look at the project that These Lions is copying NFTs. There is a huge Discord server and a massive meme culture surrounding the game. The community very much embraces the joke, they've stuck all kinds of ridiculous tags on the game, and they're leaving all kind of ridiculous reviews. The whole thing comes across really as a shitpost with pantomime NFTs, although at least the bananas aren't fucking the environment up the arse with the energy consumption required to generate them. And although the game is getting a lot of attention now, you can see its growth goes much farther back. Even by the time Spiffing Brick got to it, it was already very well established. I can find posts about the game going back about 18 days, but what I can't find is the catalyst behind what made it take off. However, I do think the whole story about the Bitcoin scam is really important here because it would have taught These Lions that all you have to do is push a stupid item up to the top of the Steam market and people will buy it just for the sake of it. And it looks like that's exactly what he's managed to do here. But what's the future of these bananas? Are they going to take over the world? Well, I don't think it's controversial to say this game isn't going to have a bright future. It will die, it's just a question of how long that takes, and more importantly, is Valve going to kill it? It's widely being reported on social media that the game is just a scam, and while you could debate whether that is really true or not, I don't think that narrative is going to be going anywhere. And what's also not changing is the fact that people are calling for the game to be outright banned. On top of that, the Bitcoin incident may not exactly have left These Lions on the best terms with Valve. Again, I don't know if people behind the Bitcoin stuff really did that much wrong, but Valve likely don't see it that way, which is not what you want if their staff decide to take a closer look. And on top of that, the dev may not necessarily have some of the most brand-friendly political views. He may or may not be an actual Nazi, but Spiffing Brit did find this.
The individual running this game is quite unique indeed. We have of course established that they are German. However, what we should probably also establish is that they are potentially a relatively unique type of German. Now I'm not just saying this because they have over 1,000 hours on Hearts of Iron 4. I mean, come on, who doesn't? I'm mostly saying because this person has a potentially dubious profile that maybe leans towards a certain extremist direction. Potentially because their previous usernames include such wonderful things as deportation creates living space.
Yeah, it's not the best look. And finally, I don't know if Valve necessarily want their platform becoming a haven for knockoff NFTs. They make a lot of money from their skins, from having this whole Steam market set up. They don't want anyone fucking with it. And getting a bunch of negative attention from Banana, not to mention the copycat games that I can guarantee you 1,000 people are making right now, is probably not something they're happy about. So whether or not Banana really is a scam, I don't think it's got the brightest future prospects. In fact, I think it's ended up way too popular for its own good and its days as a game are probably numbered. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope the cringe banana jokes weren't too painful. If you enjoyed this vid, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's massively appreciated. Also, there is a referral link in the description if you want to support my channel. Otherwise, trust the numbers, not your guts. I'm Heyzeus. Thanks for watching. See ya.